All right, welcome to our mid-month. We're here in the middle of March, about March 21st, and we're here to record just a little quick update. You've probably read in the news a little bit about what's going on in the banking world with a couple of banks that have failed and or had some real difficulties, and the news that's been surrounding all of that. In addition to that, a large bank, Credit Suisse, which has been in the news lately as well. So let's just start off some perspective on Credit Suisse.
Okay, well, the first thing I guess on Credit Suisse is they've had been challenged for quite some time, and they've been under evaluation for a long time in the banking world. So this is nothing new with Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse, the Swiss government is going to support the bank, so that should not be a problem. And just yesterday, UBS announced that they were currently in the process of purchasing Credit Suisse, and that will alleviate a lot of the problems. Additionally, Credit Suisse itself has abundant capital in place. And so that really gives a lot of support to it. We didn't look at it as something that was an ultimate failure. This really has to do with their whole restructuring plan that's been in place. It just coincides with what we're seeing in the U.S.
Maybe got accelerated a little bit.
Yeah, and it coincides with what's going on in the U.S. banking environment today, and that kind of brings us to the second point. With rising interest rates that we have seen over the past several months, which we're all aware of, is to be expected that some banks who are poorly managed are going to be left with the liquidity difficulties. And that's what happens when you have that situation, John.
Well, Warren Buffett's pretty famous for saying, when the tide rolls out, you find out who's not wearing a swimsuit. And in this case, there's some pretty mismanaged banks out there that have put themselves in a position that they're going to have some challenges. And we've seen that with, a couple already.
Three of them already. And we're not going to get into all the details of that because really it's over most people's heads. It's probably over a lot of our heads, to be honest with you. But we do understand what's happening with it. It appears to be this a case of defaults. The ones we've seen to date are not really systemic problems. They're really just situations of poor mismanagement. And it's our strong opinion that there's not a major problem within the banking community itself. Matter of fact, most banks have a lot more capital than what they need to have or required to have on the books right now. And it really isn't a broader banking environment issue. So just to kind of keep this real short and quick, John, what would you recommend if you own bank equities today, or if you're a bondholder in general? What would you be doing today?
Yeah, so really three things. One, take this as an opportunity to review your holdings, and certainly, here at Beyond Wealth, get with your advisor. We can do a deep dive back into any holdings you have, and we've done that, and can continue to do that. Number two, just watch the media. Don't let the media mislead you. There's a lot of information out there. There's a little bit of maybe over-information, perhaps.
They a lot of times want to try to get you to watch more. So consequently, they have a lot of hyperbole.
And so, we're really looking to find the facts and, how does it impact the bigger picture. And then, lastly, our role is really just to be vigilant in monitoring, what we see going on. And when either opportunities present themselves or future challenges present themselves, we'll be in touch. And, this is just a great opportunity, as always, just to have a plan and get with your advisor, make sure you understand where you're at and what opportunities and steps you want to take going forward. So,
I think the big thing is just be vigilant in watching what you have and working with your advisors. So thank y'all very much. We appreciate y'all joining us today and to be able to give you this quick, brief, succinct update of what we see in the credit markets.